college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Buhler, lead writer and main loser for FanSided. I'm joined today by a man who hasn't cared about football for more than a fortnight right now, but it's basketball season. It's also basketball season for me too. We go to basketball schools. Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. How are you?
Not to rub salt in the wound, but probably a little better than you are this evening. But yeah,
Yeah.
haven't cared about football in a while, and I had a great Saturday. It was a fun slate of games, an interesting slate of games. Just a shame for this podcast that it ended on a sour note.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a Def Leppard shirt, but Def Leppard sucks. Also, I think it's hilarious that Kid Rock said Def Leppard sucks. I'm like the irony in that.
Self-awareness at an all-time low.
Yeah, I mean that's Dan Lanning for you out there, big. Just can't stand him anymore.
Yeah.
Can't stand Oregon. But yeah, we're coming to you guys semi-live after the Sugar Bowl where my Georgia Bulldogs lost to the Ole Miss Rebels. It's hard to beat the same team twice in 1 year. So we now have four teams left after the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve, Miami upset Ohio State. We got thoughts on that game. And then the first two earlier ones, they were largely blowouts. You had the Orange Bowl where Oregon stomped Texas Tech, and Texas Tech set the Big 12 back decades.
Yeah, the conversation around Texas Tech has not been kind in the
Uh,
aftermath of that game.
and Indiana skull dragged Alabama. Indiana's probably not going to lose a game this year.
Indiana's pretty good, man. We've been saying it for a while, but yeah, they're pretty good.
And then to give Ole Miss a lot of credit, they were the one team we completely disrespected, and they went out there and Trinidad Chambliss might be the first quarterback taken right now.
Yeah, you're taking this loss a little hard, and understandably so. I'm taking I was very wrong about how that game was going to play out. Did not of the outcomes that I saw, Ole Miss putting up 39 points, not one of them.
No, it's a shame that all the stage doofuses on the Georgia staff just completely threw up all over each other.
Yeah.
It was basically like they ate castor oil and Stand By Me. That's what that was like.
We'll cover it, but before we even get to Georgia, I gotta ask you, what the hell are we doing running press coverage in with a minute left with no safety help to set up what is that call? That's the dumbest play call I've ever seen.
I don't want to get canceled. I have nothing positive to say about Glenn Schumann.
Under and you know what? If you want to take a victory lap on anything, you've been saying that since effing June. So like,
I mean the dawn of time,
right,
basically.
100%.
Before we begin, be sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, give us that 5-star review. We picked up a subscriber. I don't know who it was. I'll check. I'll let you know on the back end, maybe. But also shout out to Anthony Cochran. We're going through some pain right now, brother.
Yeah, Anthony, my former coworker at Fresh Market and a hell of a guy, big metalhead. So rock on. Yeah, it's been a weekend, or it's not even the weekend, it's effing Thursday, but it's been a week for y'all.
Oh man, so we're gonna get out of here with some 3 yards and a cloud of pun here, and I'm gonna get us running with our first run on first down. I'm gonna run with this. I think Miami and Ole Miss have the right mental makeup to potentially win it all. I think at this stage of the game, all four of these teams left, they there's a non-zero chance that any of them could win. I would say that they're going to be favored, but one of them is going to get to the national championship because they play each other in Phoenix.
Yep.
The Zonies are not going to be ready for that at all, dude.
Not, oh man, it's a bit of travel for both of them.
Oh my God, Carson Beck and Scottsdale.
Make your
Uh,
Snapchat private, ladies. Make your Snapchat private.
yeah, I know. But as I was like watching these two teams play, obviously they pulled off massive upsets of Miami upsetting Ohio State and then Ole Miss knocking off Georgia. I think there's something about how Mario Cristobal is coaching in this setting that's come as a pleasant surprise to me. I think he's just a perfect even-keeled CEO type in this moment. He's all about the you, he is the you, and it's like the good kind of front runner sort of component here. And I think like It would not shock me if Miami won the national championship on their home turf in a couple weeks.
No, I mean we're definitely at that point with the Hurricanes. There's no doubt about that. And I think like giving Cristobal his flowers is absolutely the right thing to do. I mean, I think that entire staff deserves its flowers as well. Hell of a game called on both sides of the ball against Ohio State. But like I think the thing that keeps sticking with me narrative wise is the way Cristobal is handling himself. You know, he's been asked 20 times if the U is back, and he like refuses to answer the question. Like he's pissed off about it. And like I love that in so many ways. And like I think it's the like we've given Cristobal as much flack as any coach in college football, and deservedly so. This is the most Nick Saban like we've ever seen him. I'm not saying he is Nick Saban. I'm not saying that, but he is handling himself, and this team is playing like a Nick Saban team.
I mean, he is a Nick Saban protege
Exactly,
after all.
exactly.
And you know what? We're gonna give Mario Cristobal his flowers here. We're gonna give him a new nickname. He's the master of ceremonies. He is the MC. That's his
That's
initials. Mario
right.
Cristobal.
I like it. I
He's so
like it.
he's so good in front of a microphone. Like
A hundred percent.
the way he handled the whole last team in, Notre Dame being the first team out. Most people wouldn't have handled that with grace.
Mhm.
And obviously, Heatherman might win the Broyles.
Mhm.
Shannon Dawson should probably be the Tulane head coach, but that's neither here nor there.
Shannon, like honestly, I think we're at a point where Shannon Dawson might be getting some looks as an NFL OC. Like I think that's where we're at with that.
I wouldn't hate him in Atlanta.
No, I mean like everything he's doing is pro style stuff. Like this isn't
So
gimmicky nonsense.
yeah, this isn't Josh Heupel.
No, 100% not.
And then kind of on the other side of the coin here, if we're going to give the flowers to Ole Miss here, I'm going to say this right now. If Lane Kiffin was coaching this game, they don't win.
I'm 100% with you. 100% with you.
I think that the players in that team, okay, you know how like the 85 Bears, it was Ditko was the head coach, but that team won because of Buddy Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And like, I think with Lane, because of who Lane is and because of the expectations of Lane Kiffin, there was always this pressure on Ole Miss, whether it was widely talked about or not. But it was like, you think back to last season and the pressure that was on the team. Like everyone who paid attention to college football knew that Ole Miss was going for it, and like that they obviously fell short last year. Didn't even make the college football playoff. Coming into this year, it wasn't the same type of pressure, but it was still a pressure of, okay, you went for it and you failed. What's next? And like that pressure would have carried into the college football playoff after you've, exceeded expectations to some degree. That pressure would have been there. There's no expectations for this Ole Miss team. We proved that on this podcast. I said that they were going to lose by 40. Like that's a thing that I said. I was very wrong. But like that's where we were at with this team, and they're playing like a team that yeah, we could lose by 40 and no one would bat an eye. Like that's what they're playing like, and like everything seems so free. And I mean, most obviously with Trinidad Chambliss, some of the throws that dude is making right now, they're not like not only are they NFL caliber throws, they're throws that I haven't seen anyone in college football make this year.
The last guy I saw make throws similar to this was probably CJ Stroud, if not
Hmm.
Joe Burrow before that. Those are probably the last two guys where it's like they're moving around. Caleb Williams wasn't doing these throws.
He
There's
during
a
his
little bit.
during his Heisman season, I would say whatever happened mentally in that last year at USC, I'm not sure, but he was a different player.
But what we say with Miami and Ole Miss here, they are talented enough to win a national championship. Miami's recruited well enough out of high school to do this.
Hmm.
Ole Miss is the Portal Kings. I'll be straight up with you. I think Indiana's the least talented team left, but they might be the best team.
Yeah, oh, 100%. I think you might be right there.
But got to give those teams flowers. And again, I have no idea what the spread is for the Fiesta Bowl. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm excited for that because
Yeah, I know.
um,
It's gonna. I mean, it's not certainly not the matchups we expected for the semifinals by any stretch of the imagination. Especially like when you go back to what we were thinking when it was 12 teams still in this field. Um, but I'm very excited for both of these games. Like an Indiana Oregon rematch. Like I think Indiana is still the better team between them and Oregon, but like at the same time, Ole Miss Georgia proved once again like it is very hard to beat the same team twice. So like it'll be very interesting to see what that looks like. I'm also vamping a little bit while I look up the lines. Miami is favored by 2.5 over Ole Miss. That's where
okay.
that line stands.
Yeah, I was figuring it'd be somewhere between plus or minus four on either side. It's really hard to beat the same team twice. Just like it's apparently really hard to hit the timer correctly. I didn't do it. So I'm gonna stop because I didn't do a good job with the timer. I didn't hit the timestamps.
It's all good, baby. I've got him going, so we'll be all right. But I'm gonna keep us running if that's okay with you, unless you have some more thoughts on Ole Miss or on Ole Miss and Miami.
No, I think that these two teams are gelling at the right time, and when you're
100%.
doing that at this stage of the game, anything's possible.
Actually, now that you say that, I do have one other thought that I almost forgot to mention. These teams aren't as talented. I don't like, I think they're very talented, but they're not as talented as last year's Ohio State.
No,
But the energy, the momentum aspect of this feels very similar for both of these teams.
they're as talented as what Penn State was last year. Texas probably playing with as much heart and passion as Arizona State.
Yeah, and with better quarterback play
Yeah,
than all of those, which I think is
yes,
important in this situation for
very,
sure.
very much so. What are you going to run with, Cody?
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep us running with Indiana and Oregon, man. I think that the two thing, like the big thing and the kind of the common denominator, and what has me excited for their matchup in the semifinals, they're playing with a lot of physicality, man. This is the
Yeah,
physicality we've wanted to see from Oregon, and this is the physicality that Indiana just didn't have the dudes to put forth last year.
no. And the Big Ten energy is going to be coursing through the veins of here in Atlanta. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be lost at Hartsfield-Jackson.
100%. Or
Also,
Oregonians aren't gonna know what to do, having to pump their own gas. Like it's gonna be bad.
I mean, I was going to say, like, could you imagine Pat Coogan having to navigate the plane train? But he did do that a year ago at Notre Dame.
He did do that.
That guy, like, it's like if Chris Farley took care of himself.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely a Chris Farley character.
And on that note, I did my wishes for the year. My big goal here is to take care of myself.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what we all got to do.
Yeah,
Hey, you're getting it put to the test on January 1st.
yeah. I mean, when you have a witchy fiance, these sort of things happen. You do tarot readings and you see what happens, dude.
Oh God, you got to pull out the Ouija board. Make sure there's not any evil spirits around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Mario Cristobal could spell Ouija, but he can win football games.
Damn right. Damn right.
So, as I'm watching the Oregon game, my God, the arrogance on Dan Lanning.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable.
Like it's like Dan Campbell out there. Like just two Dans Danning. Like they would have slaughtered Texas Tech by more than the score. I think they won 23 to nothing. They could have won like 37 to nothing.
Yeah, I was wrong about this game. Obviously, I picked Texas Tech to win this game, but I was right in that Oregon's hubris did play a factor in this
Yeah.
game.
I mean, I'll give Dante more credit. He didn't play his best game. He figured it out how to do it.
Mhm.
Uyongalele, Betcher, everybody on defense was just flying around. Finney, he made himself a lot of money.
Why do they keep throwing at Finney? Why are we doing this?
Because Baron Morton's the quarterback for Texas
Ah,
Tech.
yes, there we go. There we go.
And then with Indiana, like, look, we'll get to DeBoer and Grubb here in a little bit here. I think Brian Haynes needs to win the Boros Award. He's that good.
Oh, dude, it was masterful what happened in that game. Like, I know, like, yes, things got out of hand. I do want to point out that Indiana pulled away to go 38-3 after Ty Simpson went out. It was 24-3 before Ty Simpson went out. So
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been as hardy had Austin Mack ain't it. So maybe Caleb DeBoer made the right call there.
People were like mad at Simpson for getting hurt and everything like that. I'm like, that dude took a shot in the back and he couldn't throw anymore. The guy's
He took a
mangled on.
lot of shots at the back, dude. He was getting his ass kicked out there. There were a lot of quarterbacks getting their ass kicked out there today.
Gunnar Stockton, Ty Simpson, Julian Sand.
I mean,
Uh, uh,
Baron Morton was getting the hell kicked out of him too, but even when he wasn't, it was bad.
outside of Barry Moore, the most pitiful guy this week was Julian Sand. He was pitiful.
Oh yeah, he didn't know what to do with Mesidor and Bane at all.
No, like, not even close. But like you look at the physicality of Oregon and Indiana, and you're like, I know everybody in the Big Ten is going to be like beating their chests and everything like that. Dave Portnoy is out there saying like, I'm gonna bring the Big Ten back, So we can't trust Ohio State in these spots. And maybe they'll be good under Kyle Whittingham, but that was so disrespectful to Oregon and Indiana.
It really, really was. I mean, like, especially because, like, again, Indiana has been, I don't care what the side of their helmet says, Indiana has been this the entire time. They are the best team in college football.
So, I don't know if you got any more thoughts. I'm going to give you this. So I was sitting here thinking about this. So with Ohio State and Georgia out, and Clemson didn't make the playoff, we're going to have a head coach win his first national title in the playoff format.
Hmm.
The last national title for Miami was 2001
Hmm.
with Larry Coker. The last time Ole Miss won would have been in like 61, 63,
65, I think.
but Johnny Vaught era.
Yeah, no, wait, no, you're right. It was 63 because I remember jotting it down as like my mom's birth year, which is 63.
Yes. Late December back in 63.
That's right. That's right.
And then the Sound of Silence. I mean, that's what they play, in Indiana and Oregon because they've never won one before.
Yeah, so I mean it's that's fun, man. Like this is why we wanted the 12 team. This what we have in the semifinals is why we wanted the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, we did. It was I mean, I kind of feel like I'm kind of leaning like whoever wins between Indiana, whoever wins the Peach Bowl is probably going to win the national championship. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
Yeah,
But again, I can pick. There's a way that all four of these teams could win.
100%. All of them have a chance, and the semifinals definitely proved it. I still come back to like there. I think the crazy part about it is like there's still things about at least three of these teams that like I'm still wary about. I guess is
Yeah.
the best way to say it. Indiana, I'm not really like. I guess if I had to pick something to be wary about them, it would be that what you said. Like, I'm not sure they're necessarily elite at anything. Like, they don't. I'm not sure they're going to have the best player on the field at any point left in this entire playoff.
I did watch a team that was kind of like essentially Indiana Light that, and that's Georgia. I don't know if they're particularly great at anything. This was not the most talented Georgia team I've seen.
Yeah,
It was well coached, and then the coaches just completely just I don't know, crap themselves in the phone booth.
100%. Oh, milk was a bad choice.
My name is Steve, and this is the fart mask.
That's right.
You got any other thoughts about Indiana or Oregon?
Nah, dude, let's air it out. Let's throw the rock.
Let's do some pass here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pass on two of the losing head coaches here. I'm going to pass on Kalen DeBoer and Joey McGuire. They got a lot of growing up to do to be championship caliber coaches.
Yeah, 100%.
It's late, so I'm probably going to talk in circles trying to explain this. But there's when I talk about you can only win national championships if you have one of two types of head coaches, a CEO type or a defensive guy that just is ultra aggressive. You
Mhm.
can't win with an offensive mind. But there's other sides to the coin there. Joey McGuire is too much of a CEO type. He doesn't affect the game at all. He's like Raheem Morris standing there on the sidelines with his hand in his hand because I can't say that. He let Mac Leftwich just get his lunch eaten.
Mhm.
Shield Wood kept him in the game for as long as it could. But I was dubious about this with Joey McGuire from the very start. I'm like, yeah, it's cute that Cody Campbell is paying all sorts of oil money, funding everybody on the defense. But like when you go up against a team with equal or better players,
Mhm.
how are you going to elevate and impact the game? Dane Lanning had his pulse on the game. Will Stein did not have a good game for Oregon. Tosh Lupoi sure did.
Yeah, Tosh Lapoya, Cal's happy right now.
Yeah. And then with Kalen DeBoer, man, people were crucifying him on the X and everything. And I'm of the belief I don't think Alabama is going to win a national title with him as the head coach because they've become Lincoln Riley. That's what it is.
Mm. I think I've developed my like full form take on Kalen DeBoer in Alabama. I'm with you that Kalen DeBoer will not win a national championship in Alabama. I don't think that it's that Kalen DeBoer can't win a national championship. I think he can't do it at Alabama. I think if you asked him to do something like what Kurt Signetti is doing in Indiana at a program that doesn't have the history of Alabama, that doesn't basically demand from your boosters that you're going after every 5 star, like you instead going to get his guys, but with the resources to get the best of his guys, I think Kalen DeBoer can win a national championship. I think he's a bad fit for what this was. And it kind of like, I've kind of gone full circle with this tape because when he was hired, this was our main concern that we talked about on the podcast was Yeah, like he's a great coach. He has a great history, but what's the fit like? Like, is he really cut out to coach football in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at the level of prestige that Alabama has? And I'm really coming around to say no, he
I
doesn't.
don't think I don't think he's going to win a national championship until he goes through a Pete Carroll level of internal search.
Yeah,
He's like
100%.
he's like I'm going to have to go learn to. He's like going to have to take 3 years off in football and join the Marines
Yeah.
and learn how to get physical. You know, be assertive. When you can't run the football, you can't. It's why Mike Leach teams, for as much as we love Mike Leach, was never going to win a national championship because they didn't impose any sort of level of physicality on the opposition.
No.
But Leach didn't. Leach never did that. He was always the most remote outpost in his league, whether that was Texas Tech, Washington State, or Mississippi State. Just that's how you have to win there. But when you're at Alabama, when you're at a traditional power, a top 15 program all time, you need to play with some level of physicality. Whereas Kurt Sagetti is at a bottom 15 program all time, and he's about to win his first national championship because he's conducting it like Alabama when he was on that staff from '07 to 11 as the wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator. I looked that up the other day.
Hell yeah, brother. And I think that a good way to say it is like there's no reason that Alabama, like, you can change a culture to some degree. Dan Lanning has been trying to change the culture at Oregon since he got there. He's trying to make them into Georgia. The problem is Kalen DeBoer is trying to make Alabama into Washington,
Hmm.
and that doesn't really work.
No, Kurt Sagetti's making Indiana into James Madison, and
Mhm.
it's working and everything like that. Joe,
James Madison on steroids.
I don't know if Joe McGuire is trying to make Texas Tech Baylor, but like there's I am I'm really dubious of this with him. Like I'm starting to think like the shaking babies and kissing hands sort of component. Like you can only go to so many banquets.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, you're at that stage. You're just as good as Oregon on paper, and you couldn't do a damn thing.
So let me let me float this to you because I'll tell you who I think Joey McGuire wants to be. Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. That's who Joey McGuire wants to be.
I can see that basically like you win 10 games annually, you're basically putting yourself in a position to be a college football Hall of Famer. But when it comes to actually being a serious groundhog and winning it, you don't want that smoke. You don't want to have the well, Joe McGuire's like likable, whereas Lane
Yeah.
Kiffin's
Yes, 100. I just meant in terms of like coaching trajectory and like what like the job that you're trying to perform.
Gary Pinkel at Mizzou is like this too.
Yeah, 100%. That's a really good call.
Uh Maybe Gary Patterson a little bit at TCU. I think he was a little bit I think he wanted it though.
Yeah, like Gary Patterson would get his hands dirty. I don't know if Joe
Bill
McGuire's getting his hands dirty. He's got too many, babies to shake.
Bill Snyder got his hands dirty. That man lived on Taco Bell.
Oh yeah. That's my hero right there, baby.
uh, Bill Snyder, Mike Bellotti, fellas, y'all
Yes,
just
sir.
get their hands dirty. Before we kind of move on to the last two parts with Ohio State and Georgia.
Yeah.
Which of these two coaches between DeBoer and McGuire like make the necessary changes to get to that next level to where look, I don't think anybody's going to be the same level as Smart Day and Signetti, but
Hmm.
to be that next rung, to get to what Lanning is right now, to get
Hmm.
to what
Sark.
Sark, honestly, I guess what Cristobal is becoming.
Yeah, 100%. Hell, if Cristobal can sustain this, he might be closer to tier one than we want to admit, man.
Yeah, I know he was pretty good at Oregon, and
I know, man. Like I don't know if he can sustain this. But to answer your question, I would say I still lean Joey McGuire.
I do too.
And I think the big reason is I don't like I don't think Joey McGuire fundamentally needs to change who he is. Kalen DeBoer absolutely does as a head coach. He needs to fundamentally change who he is. And it's much easier to do the former what Joey McGuire needs to do. And we're already starting to see some of it. Like he's not trying to be the every year portal king in the same way that Lane Kiffin was. It's actually, to your point, like very more in the Gary Pinkel deal. But like right now, if you look at 2027 recruiting, Texas Tech has the eighth best class in the nation with two 5 stars already signed. And so he's using the portal to elevate the platform, and then he's starting to use high school, and then that's when you start to like get things rolling. That's when you start to get the high end recruits in the building, and you supplement the roster through the transfer portal, not build the roster through the transfer portal.
I'm trying to use like a Star Trek analogy just because why the hell not?
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay, so very loose Star Trek analogy because I'm not the best
Dude,
at
I don't
this.
know jack s about Star Trek, so this is gonna blow my mind.
I view Joey McGuire at Texas Tech like a planet joining the Federation or whatever it's called. Like they've made first contact. They've been able to get hyper warp speed. Like they've developed this. And like, oh, we actually we did it. Like we're here now. This is all untrodden
Yeah,
territory. They're just looking around like wide-eyed, just completely bewildered by the world, just like when it thunders and Benji's outside. He's
that's
just
right.
but because he's there, he'll be observant and he'll go back and report, his recons like, okay, we have friends in this places, we have not friends over here.
That's right.
Whereas DeBoer, like he's become Scotty, he's beaming up Scotty, but he's not lining it up correctly. People are like not being able to transport very well. I know it's a terrible Star Trek analogy.
I followed it though, and that's what matters.
Yeah, maybe apparating it at Harry Potter is probably the better way to go.
There we go. Yeah, Caitlin DeBoer's flinching people all over the place, man.
Yeah, let's not flinch here. Let's get on to some punt. Hey man, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna flip the order that we have on the rundown here because I really want to get your thoughts on your kind of some expounded thoughts on Georgia. Um, is the 12 team playoff? You have it written here as their new glass ceiling at Georgia. I would say is it their kryptonite? Is the glass like it, and it kind of hand in hand, like, but like is the 12 team playoff a bad thing for Georgia?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I think it's having to play the SEC championship and then get there.
okay,
And I think the glass ceiling is just it's a new thing and Kirby's got to figure it out.
right.
He did that the first couple of times in the playoff, whether that was in 17, whether that I guess a couple of other times where you get close but not quite there.
Mhm.
This game versus Ole Miss felt like the 2018 SEC championship where Justin Fields and the fake punt and all this other stuff. It's just like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? You've gotten back into your head like, okay, we can win a national championship. We can win the SEC. We can beat Alabama. We have this new wrinkle and this new challenge you've got to figure out. And I feel like, look, I know Georgia prepared so incredibly hard to play Ole Miss. He didn't prepare 1 second versus Tulane, ripping up tirades in the parking lot. People were just like pumping gas over there at the Circle K. You're hearing Kirby just let it rip from.
Something we could never publish on this podcast feed, that's for sure.
No, just Mother and Hole, basically. But I think at this stage of the game, coaching matters so much. And for as good of a season as Mike Bobo had, he had a terrible second quarter today.
Mhm.
And for as much as Glenn Schumann reinvented himself in the second half of this year, he was terrible during the first and he was terrible today.
Yeah, it's that's where I come down, man. Like some a lot of times you wanna find players to blame. I look at Georgia and there's not a whole lot of players I can really blame for what happened today, man. And like
No,
when that's the case, it comes down to coaching. And like I called out the play late in the fourth quarter that allowed Ole Miss to get into field goal range. I don't understand what that coverage call was. That seemed and like I also think that the juxtaposition, like obviously Pete Golding is not the head coach that Kirby Smart is. I'm not saying that. But at the coordinator spots with Pete Golding calling the defense and then the combination of Charlie Weiss Jr. and Joe Judge calling the offense, Ole Miss very clearly had the advantage on that in the coordinator edge there.
yeah, I think the big thing is really the Schumann stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't. I mean, Bobo got cute with it a few things, like the halfback pass from Dylan Bell. He didn't run the ball early enough, but I wasn't as livid with Bobo as much as I was probably more I'm more anti-Schumann than anything.
Yeah, I mean, I I did not think Bobo had a great performance by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. The point about running the ball earlier, I was for you, I was like frustrated at my TV. I'm like, brother, every time you run the ball, it's 6 yards minimum. Like, why don't we keep doing that? You got like 12 backs that you can go to. But as frustrated as I was with Bobo, the defense was what really disappointed me in this game.
And look, the defense was banged up. Aguero didn't play. Obviously, you've lost Jordan Hall, who's made out of paper mache back in Jacksonville. You lose Raylan Wilson before half. That was a problem. And then you obviously lose Ja'Cory Thomas on the very bad targeting call. Just a terribly officiated game across the.
Brother, shouts to the refs, man, because they made their presence felt for sure. Both sides.
Yeah.
It was just a badly officiated game.
Yeah. The missed targeting calls, bad OPIs, missed face
The face
masks.
mask. I don't like truly don't know how you missed that one, man.
Whatever it was at the end of the game, that was so dumb.
So I quick story time on the end of the game. My friends out in Elizabeth are on their honeymoon in Hawaii right now, and I'm guessing they were out or on the beach or something. And they're trying to keep up with the game on their phone, and he just starts texting me like machine gun texting me like what's happening, what's going on because they weren't able to get enough service to get like a feed of the game. They were watching the score bug, and the ESPN score bug apparently glitched out very very hard with everything that happened at the end of the game.
Oh, dude, that was exactly how it was me at the tail end of the SEC championship last year. We're
Yeah,
watching we're watching a Matt Rogers with, Las Culturistas doing a concert, and I was one of the few straight men there.
of course.
Um, Also, shout out to Bo and Yang telling SNL to go to hell.
100% always.
Yeah. Also, Chevy Chase, people hate him now.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah. Donald Glover's like, I am absolutely not going to comply with your documentary.
There's no shot.
There's no shot. But you're going to bring back Schumann and Bobo again next year. And I will say this Georgia team is not as not a very talented team. You have one first round pick, and that's CJ Allen, and he's going to go in the 20s. Monroe Freeling had the fear P go down his legs on just the worst play of the game.
Yeah.
Didn't wasn't ready for that. Zachariah Branch, I don't think can run routes, but he's fun.
He can get open though. It's not a route, but he's open.
And then obviously Dalen Everett's probably going to be a top 100 pick there too.
Mhm.
But you know, it's a very young team, and I hate it for them because I feel like they overachieved so much because they were so well disciplined and the coaches let them down.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the part that's tough is they had if this team was better coached, they don't like obviously they don't lose this game, but like this I think talented is the wrong word. I think this team is talented enough. I think they're just like they're green. You know what I mean? And like to see a green team play at the level that they had all season and to the discipline level, to your point, and for the coaching to just be as piss poor as it was is tough.
This is the 2012 team. I thought could have won the national championship. That defense was terrible, but
Mhm.
Aaron Murray was in his bag. Todd Gurley was good,
Oh
and
yeah.
everything like that. This may be reminiscent of the '07 team with Stafford and Moreno,
I
where like
like
if
that.
we just had a shot, and we did have a shot, we just didn't take advantage of it. And like I would like to see this team play Miami or Indiana.
Yeah,
I think I
100%.
think I think they could have beaten them,
I think
but
they could beat any team in the country. I think that's what's disappointing is Georgia has the ability and the upside to beat any team in the country. I don't think that's true of everyone that's been in this playoff.
no. So enough on Georgia. Unless you got some more questions to make me feel
No,
bad
no, no, no,
or
no.
good.
Sorry. No. I didn't want to end on a super sour note. And we always love taking some digs at Ohio State. So here we go. But will Ohio State ever repeat? And I'm going to add an addendum to this. Will Ryan Day ever win another national championship?
Ryan Day will win another national championship. They will not repeat.
I agree. I don't think, let me be clear. I don't think anyone's repeating ever. I think we're done with repeat champions. I think college football dynasties are dead.
I don't really see how you could possibly repeat. Like the only teams that could conceivably do it would be Georgia and Ohio State, and I
Yeah.
don't think that they're going to do it.
No, 100%.
Like I don't think Texas can. I don't think Oregon can. I don't think Indiana can. I don't think there's any team out there that could.
No.
The only one that could is if Clemson got their stuff together, they could do it.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen if Clemson got their stuff together, and frankly, I don't see it on the horizon.
I throw Miami in that mix too. Like maybe they could, but
Yeah,
that's you'd have to be like an absolute juggernaut in the ACC. It's the same thing with Georgia, like the coaching staff. Matt Patricia did so good the whole year long. And again, I'm not going to put that on him too much. I'm going to put this on Brian Hartline. And more importantly, I'm going to put this on Julian Sand. I'm
yeah.
putting this on Julian. Julian Sand was not ready for the moment.
So I think that Hartline and Sayin both deserve plenty of criticism. I think this game really came down to the fact that well, two things. One, I think this was simply quite like in a lot of cases just a styles make fights. And Miami was a terrible matchup for Ohio State because Ohio State's one glaring weakness is that offensive line.
Yeah.
And they ate it for lunch, man. Miami absolutely ate that S for lunch. And so that's definitely one part of it. But the other part of it is this Ohio State team's just not as good as it was last year.
No.
Just point blank period. It is not the same team that we saw last year. And to that point, which brings me back to saying, I think the biggest difference was I'm not saying Will Howard wins that game, and Julian Sand's probably more talented than Will Howard.
I would agree.
But Will Howard is not going to piss down his leg.
Yeah. There was a lot of Fear P going on. And then Fear P is just a middle name for Jaden Fielding. What a worthless turd of a player.
Dude, unbelievable.
And over here, I'm watching like the two of the best kickers in college football with Lucas Canero. I didn't realize he had an absolute boot of a leg.
Dude, absolute rocket launcher.
I mean, he grew up like 20 minutes outside of New Orleans, so he probably grew up as a massive Saints fan. Like,
Yeah.
obviously wanted to play there. Just bombing it, dude. And then Woodring, like I thought he made that one he missed, but
Yeah, I
he's
thought it was in too. I One of my flaws as a human being is I can't tell if a field goal's good on TV or not.
nah, that's okay. Um,
I take
my
that back. I could tell that Fieldings was no good because it was so damn far wide.
I almost always think like everything that's a play near the boundary. I'm like a catch on the sidelines, like they're out or they didn't catch it. I'm like they didn't catch that. I'm
No
I'm
shot.
I'm just so negative about it. Like they didn't catch that. Are you kidding me?
Innocent till proven guilty, or guilty till proven innocent.
That's what I'm talking about. Guilty, guilty.
That's right.
I just the sad part of it for me is look, Brian Hartline's got an opportunity to go be a head coach, and as much as I want to believe that he was going to be a Power Four head coach, I think people were kind of dubious of him, and this game kind of was proof of why Kentucky picked Will Stein over him, basically.
100%. Like you and I have been on the is Brian Hartline a good offensive coordinator train for quite a while. Um, I do want to ask you one thing about Ohio State because it came up on in some TikTok comments that are just pissing me off. Um, do you think Ohio State was fraudulent?
Oh yeah, big
Really?
time.
Okay.
hmm
Okay.
I don't think. Look, I feel like they were fraudulent in the sense that like they were so massively overhyped to begin with. I think
Mhm.
you and I both knew like, look, this is a team. This is a 10-win team masquerading against a 12-win team.
Yeah. So, okay. You made an interesting phrase there because I differentiate fraudulent from overhyped. They were for sure overhyped. They were not as good as we thought they were. When I think fraudulent, I think doesn't deserve to be here. And there are people there, even Ohio State fans saying we didn't deserve to be here. Like, now, granted, that's Ohio State fans are the most reactionary human beings that have ever lived and walked the face of this earth. But there have been other people who are not Ohio State fans saying the exact same thing. They didn't deserve to be here. And I can't buy that. Like, that's where I draw the line of like, yeah. And like, let's also be clear there's probably 8 teams in the college football playoff this field this year that if Ohio State matches up with them, they dog walk them.
I think just for me, the part of the fraudulent is just the hubris.
Yeah.
The hubris that them and Oregon have put forth, and honestly Notre Dame too.
Yeah.
I don't really think, I mean, or Indiana has it. Maybe they can earn it right now, but like, if they don't win a national championship, people are going to crucify Coach Sig for it
Yeah.
for just whatever it is. Also, I was
Smoking it through
thinking
the filter, baby.
people are saying like he's so unlikable and Fernando Mendoza is so likable, and I'm like, so I don't even remember what Nick Rome said about him, but I thought of something better. He's Cuban Cousins. He's Cuban Kirk Cousins. And he was rehearsing that stuff like I haven't like Fernando Mendoza is so good at breaking the fourth wall. You think his name is Ferris Bueller.
100%. He's intensely likable though. Like it's really like I think what I really qualify that as. I don't know how you don't like Fernando Mendoza. You don't have to love him. You don't have to like even like him. But like I feel like the lowest most people can get on Fernando Mendoza is neutral. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how you dislike the guy.
No, he's pretty likable, dude. He's gonna go play for the Raiders, which is gonna
That's tough.
yeah, I mean he might be a weirder fit for the Raiders than even Derek Carr.
100%. I mean, let's be clear though. Like it's not a bad trio if you've got Mendoza, Bowers, and Genty.
No,
That's something you can work with.
you gotta get rid of Pete Carroll immediately.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Who the hell do you hire?
Clint Kubiak?
Maybe. That wouldn't be bad, but I'm like, who wants to go work with Mark Davis?
No, no one. The answer is no one.
Tom Brady's the catch.
Oh God. You thought Urban Meyer in Jacksonville was bad.
I don't know. My NFL takes are just are absolutely outrageous at this point.
Tom Brady already had his Urban Meyer-esque video come out from New Year's Eve. I don't know if you happen to see that today in your internet musings.
Did he came to make a bang?
He was gallivanting with a 25-year-old, so there's that.
I mean, he's about the same age as Leonardo DiCaprio. I get it.
It's true. It's true. To each their own.
I mean, for him, he just thinks it's a teammate.
That's right. 100%.
And this was 3 yards and a cloud and punt here on False Start. You can follow me, John Bueller, on Twitter or the X at Bueller118. You can follow Cody Williams at the Sizzle20. You can, you know it's bad. I'm coughing. It's so funny. I just hope we got a friend.
Oh God, Jesus.
This is what you sign up for if you become a starter. Just two people, two dudes with long hair, giving a shit about everything.
That's right. We give lots of shits.
Don't pee on me and tell me it's raining because this is false start.